What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Got a little bit of a different video for you. We're going to look at an update to my bug out bag and start diving into my overland overnight camp setup that I'm going to build. Let's jump into it. All right, so I figure what I'll do is just kind of kick off because this is going to be a quick one. I looked at a couple of these. I apologize for the different angle and for me checking on that angle just to make sure that I'm in frame. Just wanted to do this at a little bit of a different angle to give you the top-down view to make sure that you guys can see this okay, and I think I'm centered now. I looked at a couple of these. I had one that was a little bit of a better deal. It was a 3-pack. For 26 bucks, and when I got them, I ended up realizing that it just really wasn't going to work. It was like a bright white light, which isn't really going to work for the outdoor setup that I'm thinking that this will come in handy with, or the indoor setup for when I'm in the actual vehicle camping or getting ready to sleep and winding down and whatnot. So I sent it back, ended up picking up this one here. I will have it linked down below, but it is a very nice setup. Let me go ahead and pull it out really quick. All right, so inside the pack, you have your one LED light. It has a USB-C rechargeable port here. It also, I believe, acts as a battery pack, so it can recharge other items. For me, I'm just intending to use this as the actual light. It does have a LED strip here to let you know what your setting is, your on and off, and then it has the ability to turn up and down. It also comes with a hook to hang this. What I'm thinking is inside the vehicle, I'll probably run some string from either the oh-shit handles, or I'll run them from the clothes hanging handles, and then I can kind of hang it as such in the vehicle and move it around to wherever I need it in the vehicle to see best. One of the things that I really like about this one, it is a larger size and it has multiple light functions. So you can get the bright white light, or you can get the more halogen light, which I think is easier to see by and read by at night. And then it has other colors as well. I like the fact that the dimming switch on here also allows you to go up and down smoothly. So it doesn't click to the next phase, as you'll see here. It'll actually smoothly transition from one lighting setting to the next. So let's go ahead and cut it on. And then you can see you can cycle through the halogen, the bright white light, and then the yellow light. And it also, I think it has a cool. So I'm not sure which one's which. I think this is the normal light. This is probably the one that I like the most. And then you can kind of hold it and it'll gradually get brighter. And then I think when it gets to the brightest setting, it just stops. And then you can dim it down and it'll dim slowly. And then you can decide where you want it to be. And then that's the final setting there. I'll probably use it somewhere in the middle around here. I don't know what the life expectancy is on the actual light itself. But I think what I'll do is probably time it out when I actually go to use it, and we'll go from there. It also has a magnetic back here, which I think will come in handy when you maybe lift up the hatch and you're working behind the hatch. My car has some metal sections that are exposed, so I'd be able to attach it to that, and I think it would work really well. I also think you could attach this to the side of the vehicle and see that it'll hold and actually allow you to kind of illuminate a specific area. So I'm really excited about this one. That is the light that'll go into the bug out bag. It did come with a recharge cable in here and instructions and everything like that. So you can see it has the USB to USB-C to recharge it. It looks like it has a carry case, which I actually will probably definitely use that to keep all this together. And this is going to live in the car. And what I'll do is I'll just once a month check to make sure that it is charged up. But very excited about this, and I will continue to provide updates as I do more for the overland overnight build that I'm doing in my vehicle. All right, and I did forget to mention, I will also keep this in the vehicle because my bug out bag is in my vehicle which is always at home, and then that way it's always on me whenever I go out. I don't have to worry about not having that. This will also be in the vehicle as well, so in that scenario I could take this and just clip it to the bag to have a lantern effect there. This will also work with the solar powered power bank that I keep in my bug out bag, a small one, so I could recharge this and actually get a lot of use out of this. I did forget to mention that. The other thing I'm going to cover really quickly is I did finally decide to pick up the SE6. I am currently waiting for the Moly panel sheath to swap out the pocket clip sheath on, and this will be attached to the outside of my bag. Probably by the time I get ready to do the editing for this video, this will be ready to go, and it'll be something I can put in on the B-roll to kind of show you guys. But it's got a nice sheath. I did go ahead and picked it up used. It saved me about 40 bucks. I will say it was in very good condition. I did clean it up a little bit and hone and strop it some. I haven't had a chance to really test it, but this is a perfect size, guys. This is exactly what I'm looking for my bug out bag. Nice choke up spot, so I can do some detailed work with this, but something that's got a nice thick stock. It does come down to a fairly sharp point, and you know, it's going to really cover a lot of my needs on the bug out bag. You know, my hope is that when I'm bugging out, I'll already have like a folder or two on me in a situation where I may need to bug out and or may need it in the vehicle should I get stranded in some way, shape, or form. So this could be very handy, or it may not get used at all, if I'm being completely honest. I think the rest of my bug is more survival based. This would be more extreme, like if I needed to build a fire. Speaking of fire, I did go ahead and ask the kids to get me just a very basic stove that I found off Amazon. It comes in this little carry case, and I'll make sure that at some point I will show you at either in a future video or in B-roll how this is all getting packed into my backpack. I actually still have a lot of space left, but one of the things that was really important to me outside the knife and the light was the weight. So I did want to check to see what all of this is coming in at, and then I'll do a final weight on my bag. But the stove itself coming in at 15.7 ounces, a little bit heavier than I thought I would want. I have quite a few things in here that I want to talk about though. So what I'm trying to do is go with the most lightweight setup and most useful setup. Now what I'm thinking is, in this situation, if I needed to heat up some water or something to that degree, I would have something like this. This is also going to be more probably kept in the vehicle than it is in the bug out bag. In the bug out bag, I have survival bars that have like a life expectancy on them, but it's a very unique setup. I only put it together once, but I'm going to see if I can from memory set this up while we're sitting here together. So the way that it works is, the big part here, you would put your wood, whatever you needed, just like small kindling in here, and then I don't really know that I'll need specifically, because this is if you're going to use a tank setup, and I don't believe I'm going to use the tank setup, and I think the heaviest part is going to be the center here. But the way that this works, that's upside down, is you put this on top here, and then you would put your griddle, or I'm drawing a blank on what that's called, the grill grid. You would put that there, and then what you could do with the fire is you could throw this on here, and then if you needed to, again, boil some water, if you needed to, you know, if you wanted to cook something in a can or something like that, just a very simple setup that you'd be able to just take the wood that you would find in the woods or around you, break it down, build a really small fire, and then a emergency instance build this. Now this stuff here is built if you were to use like a tank setup of some kind. So I don't know that I'll keep that necessarily, and I really don't remember how the tank build is, but this is meant if you're using like a tank to heat it up. I think that's really what it's meant for. I think what it does is allow you to kind of set it up like so. I think, I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's really interesting because the way that this works, initially I thought it was just like to lay down like that, but I think what it does is it allows you to adjust how high up off the fire you can, really get this if need be. So you can really raise this up pretty high, which was one of the things that I was most interested in on this particular setup. Let's see here, I'm trying to make sure that it's level. I think this is a little low, needs to go up one more. This one needs to go up one more too. Yeah, so I think this is pretty sturdy, but I don't know how much weight it would really support. It feels a little loose right now. So I think once you got it to a certain point, nah, not like I thought it was going to. You would definitely want to set it up a certain way. What I really wish this was, I wish this was just a solid piece. That way you could boil something in it, as opposed to trying to set it up to use it with other items. I did have these items here specifically stored in the plastic just because it was rattling a bunch. But I think this is probably something that you can use in the bug out bag. I think if I'm honest, I probably would just find something a little bit bigger and a little bit more stable to put in the actual vehicle with the rest of the gear. But I do like the way that everything kind of collapses here and the way that you can store it without having anything really exposed. And again, I did want something sized to where I could put it in the bug out bag, because I think where this may come in handy, I have like a 3 to 5 day build currently. And I'm thinking if in a situation where I need to go a little bit longer, having something that I can, again, boil water with, and or potentially if I'm finding like cans in abandoned stores or something extreme like that, this would be a way that I could cook it safely and quickly and reuse that. Now, I think in an emergency situation, you could probably just deal directly with the fire without having the stove. But again, this could cross over into other areas of needs that I think it would fill. So this one here, kind of on the fence on whether or not it's going in the bag or just going in the car, which is why I wanted to cover it next. So let's actually get to the stuff that's definitely going in the bag. All right, so the next thing that I picked up, I left it on here. My wife picked this up for me. It is the Clean Canteen wide mouth water bottle, 40 ounces. I believe this is the maximum size on what will actually go in the bag, but it's a very simple stainless steel canteen. It is BPA free. Water filter compatible, meaning that there are certain filters that you can put on here where it'll drip the water into there. You can screw it on there. So I do like that a lot. It is made from recycled material for the most part. It's got a very heavy duty top. I don't know much about the brand. It is single wall, and that just looks like it's a removable seal to be able to be washed. So I'm probably just going to store this, like I said, on the side pocket that I bought opposite of the knife for the bag. Very simple setup, very highly recommended. And there's a lot of positive things that I've read about Clean Canteen, and just a single wall, not meant to hold ice. This is purely storing water. Like, that's all that you're putting in here is just fresh, clean water, which is really, really good. Again, I'll have to look into the water filter compatibility here to see what filters will go on there. I think that is an interesting piece indeed, but it is fairly lightweight. Since we are doing the bug out bag, I do want to weigh this and see what it comes in at. So coming in at under 10 ounces without anything in it. So pretty lightweight. I would say the stove and the Clean Canteen water canister probably are going to be the heaviest things here. And again, the stove is a luxury item that I added in there just because I think I can see that being useful in certain ways. All right, the last two items, these were picked up. All of this was given to me except for the knife and the light for Christmas to do my bug out bag. But two things that I wanted to include were just an emergency sleeping bag in the instance I don't want to lay on the ground, maybe it's cooler at night, this will help reflect some of the body heat, or maybe it's extremely cold during the day. This will, reflect the body heat back. It's not like an insulated sleeping bag, just something to help keep you dry, again, to help trap some heat, to keep it in there, almost like if you can think about those sweats that you used to wear back in the day to cut weight if you were a wrestler, or any sport, I guess, really. This is kind of that material. I'll break it out on the B-roll and show it all to you so that you can kind of see it, but very affordable, and again, a very lightweight option in my opinion here. Got some plastic falling out. As you can see, the sleeping bag coming in at 5.4 ounces, very lightweight for what you're getting here. And then the other item that I thought would be helpful is a shelter. So this will keep you dry off of the ground and potentially keep the body heat in. This is something that I think serves a couple of different purposes here. So the life tent, going to keep you dry from the shelter, from the rain. If it's raining or snowing, something you can throw overhead. It's bright orange, so in the event that you're trapped somewhere and you're trying to draw attention, the bright orange large canopy would be something that's easy, very visible. Adversely, if you didn't want to be seen, I think they have some digital camo print, but I was thinking, there's a situation where you're trying to get out of Dodge. Maybe there's other parts of civilization that may be able to rescue you. So that's kind of why I went with this build in that case. This one coming in at 9.3 ounces. It also is integrated into the paracord attachment here, a whistle. So again, my thought process with this particular piece is this would be something that you would want to use if you... So I kind of went brown to be hidden and a little bit more incognito, a little bit harder to see. And then if I wanted to be seen or found, I have the canopy here that I can set up in that situation. But everything that I picked up, well, I didn't pick it up, that was given to me for Christmas here are these particular items. Again, the heaviest thing being the miniature camp stove, or portable stove that condenses down. I'm going to see how it fits in the Bugout bag and how it does with the weight. I mean, it's only an extra 15 ounces, but again, could come in very handy in certain situations. Again, boiling water, which I need to get the cup to do that with. I didn't pick that up. It was on my list. It's a small cup that collapses into, like, you can make it a big cup or a small cup to boil a little bit of water in an instance, or again, like if you found some cans of soup or something like that as you were trying to traverse the terrain, and maybe you came across abandoned stores where there was still some canned goods or something like that. I just thought it could be very handy if you needed to extend beyond what you have with your protein bars, something to survive a few days to get away. This could be handy, but I think also it would be too small to use in the overland camp setup. Maybe, possibly. If not, it could potentially flex into that. Anyway, let me know what you think about the goodies that I picked up. I think I'm just going to do it in a different video where I actually finish everything loaded out, because I am still waiting for the Molly panel clip to go with the SE6 on there to make that all fit. And I may need to, right now I have two-way radios. I'm probably going to switch it to where I have one larger one with a bigger battery life on it, and get my wife one as well to put on her bag. So I will do a final setup loadout to share with you guys, and then I'll do ongoing stuff again for the overland overnight setup that I'm going to do in the car. Either way, these items would live in the car with the Bugout bag that stays in the car, and then I do move my Bugout bag over to my wife's car if we're going on an extended trip, because we each have one person set up 3 to 5 days. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll link all of this down below. They will be affiliate links, so that does help the channel when you use those links. Special thanks to the channel members out there. Again, this is just some bonus content that's in addition to what I normally cover on this channel. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, a like would be appreciated. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you guys follow along as we do these videos and other content that involve everyday carry gear. I'm out of here. I love you. I hope you have a fantastic week. Catch you next time. Peace.